Most of us didn't start a business because we were dying to learn bookkeeping. We started a business because we wanted something in our life to change. Maybe you were tired of a day job that just didn't fit you anymore, or maybe you wanted more flexibility in your schedule. Maybe you just wanted a creative outlet that was actually yours. So whatever your reason is, I bet if you dig down deep enough, the real reason you started your boutique comes down to one word: freedom. Let's dive in. Hey there, and welcome to the Boutique Bookkeeper Show, where we take the mystery out of your money and make your numbers make sense. I'm Megan, virtual bookkeeper and bookkeeping coach, and I love helping female boutique owners just like you finally feel confident about the financial side of your business. If you're tired of feeling anxious every time you have to open QuickBooks, or if you're making sales but constantly left wondering, where did all that money go? You're in the right place. We'll cover all things bookkeeping and taxes, all in plain English, so you can be less intimidated by the numbers and finally start to use them to help you grow a profitable boutique. So, if you're ready to stop avoiding this whole numbers thing and start keeping more of the money you make, grab your coffee and your calculator and let's dive in. Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Boutique Bookkeeper Show. I'm Megan, and today we are going to be talking about the actual reason my business exists and why I named it Finding Freedom Financial Services in the first place. This one is a little more personal than usual, but I think it's going to reframe the way that you think about your own bookkeeping. So first, I want to start here. Why did you start your business? Maybe it was freedom of time. You wanted more flexibility, you wanted a schedule that actually worked around your life instead of having to clock in for a 9-to-5 job. Maybe it was financial freedom. You wanted extra income, or you were trying to pay off debt, or you're just tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Or maybe you were searching for a creative freedom. You just wanted some type of an outlet that was fully yours, something that you got to build and shape and be proud of. Now, I don't think it's a coincidence that so many of us start businesses chasing some version of freedom. I think that's actually the real reason most of us do this in the first place. And I know that that's true for me because freedom has been the theme of my life for a long time now. It started way before this business even existed. So back in 2017, I picked out the name Finding Freedom. And keep in mind, this was 4 years before I ever actually started this bookkeeping business. And at the time, I was actually planning to do personal financial coaching, kind of Dave Ramsey style. I had actually just gone through his, I think it was called Master Financial Coach program. Flew down to Nashville, got trained by his team. That was kind of the path that I was planning to go down. But even back then, right, freedom was the word. I had this picture in my head of kind of what I wanted my life to look like. I wanted a, house out in the country with a big yard for kids to run around and play. I didn't have any kids at the time yet, but that was the goal. That was the vision. I wanted to be able to be a stay-at-home mom with my future kids, but I also wanted this financial freedom to not have to worry about income. I wanted to have the kind of flexible, fun money so we could travel and do experiences with the kids without stressing over whether we could afford it. But this theme and idea of having freedom just kept showing up over and over in my own life. So when it came time to actually name this business, there really wasn't another option that I was considering. I was anchored around this word freedom as, that was kind of the goal for my life. Now, I'm not sure if any of you are Christians or women of faith, but faith has been a big part of my life since about middle school. And in the Bible, there's a verse from the book of Galatians, chapter 5, verse 13, that speaks directly to this. And the verse says, "For you were called to freedom, brothers, only do not use that freedom to serve the flesh, but serve one another in love." Now, as a follower of Jesus, this verse means something even bigger to me than just my own personal dreams of freedom, because it's a reminder that He, Jesus, has already called us to be free. We are free from sin. We're free from the penalty of eternal death, and that freedom isn't something that we have to earn or chase. It's already been given to us. Now, don't come after me for taking the Bible out of context here, because I'm aware that the word freedom here in this context, it takes on a much bigger meaning here. But I've chosen this verse to almost serve as the mission statement of my business, because it's my reminder that God has called me to freedom, and I'm meant to use that freedom to serve one another using my gifts, right? You were called to freedom, brothers, only do not use that freedom to serve the flesh, but serve one another in love. So that is my mission behind finding freedom. I want to use my gift, which happens to be bookkeeping. I know, probably not everyone's dream gift, but here we are. And I want to use my gift to help you protect the freedom that you are chasing in your own life and help you be able to continue using your God-given gifts to serve others as well. So here's where I want to kind of bring this back around to how this all applies to you and your boutique, because I promise I'm getting there, right? So you didn't start your business to become a numbers expert. Can almost guarantee that, right? You started it to chase some version of freedom. But here is the uncomfortable truth. The number one reason that businesses fail is because of some sort of financial struggle, which means the very thing that you started to provide yourself more freedom, it can quietly become the thing that actually takes it away if the numbers side and the financial side of it falls apart underneath you. So let's just kind of think about what this actually could look like in real life, right? Maybe it's the boutique owner who started her shop so she could finally set her own hours, but 2 years in, she's working more than she ever did at her day job because she doesn't think she can afford to hire the help that she really needs. Or maybe she truly can't afford to hire help that she really needs. Maybe in another scenario, it's the owner who wanted financial freedom for her family, but her bookkeeping is such a mess that she just genuinely doesn't know if she's even making money or if she's just slowly going broke. She's still living paycheck to paycheck in her personal life, and now on top of it, she's living paycheck to paycheck in her business too, and there's just a lot more stress that's on top of all of it. Now, I know that nobody starts a boutique hoping to feel even more trapped by money than they ever did before, right? Nobody goes into business hoping to feel that. But that is exactly what can happen when the bookkeeping and the numbers and the money side of your business gets ignored. The thing that you built to set you free ends up running your life instead because you're constantly guessing and you're constantly stressed and you're constantly wondering if you can actually afford the things that you want to do. And that is why bookkeeping matters. Not because you need to become this perfect numbers person and master them overnight. Not because there's some gold star waiting for you if you do it flawlessly, but bookkeeping is simply the tool that protects the freedom you started all of this for. And when your bookkeeping is up to date and accurate, you get to make decisions from that place of clarity instead of fear. You know if you can afford to hire help. You know if you can invest in a new product line or an expansion. You know how much you can pay yourself without wondering if you're going to bounce the next payment. All right, that is what freedom actually feels like in a business. I know you didn't start your boutique to become a numbers expert. You started it for freedom, and your numbers are not a test that you have to ace. You don't have to get a perfect score on it, but your numbers and your bookkeeping is how you help protect that freedom that you were chasing when you started all of this in the first place. So if the numbers side of your business is kind of what's scaring you and intimidating you right now, and if you feel like you just don't have the clarity or the confidence there yet, my free masterclass, it's called Make Your Money Make Sense, that is a great next step for you to take. It walks you through the 3 primary financial reports and how to actually read and understand them for your business. And I cover a lot of the common mistakes that I see that keep boutique owners stuck. So you can start using your numbers to protect this freedom that you started the business for in the first place. So if you're interested, you can sign up for one of the upcoming sessions at findingfreedomfinancial.com/masterclass. But that is all that I have for you today. Be sure to tune in next week for another episode. I'll see you there. Hey there, and thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope that I shared something that helped you feel just a little bit more confident in understanding all the numbers in your boutique business. If you found this helpful, don't forget to go and leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. That's the best way for other boutique owners just like you to find this podcast so I can help them feel just a little bit more confident in their numbers as well. If you have any questions about what you heard today, hop on over to Instagram and send me a DM at Finding Freedom Financial. I'll be back again real soon, but in the meantime, go implement or take action on something you learned today. I promise your future self will thank you.